Hey guys, it's Caleb from KCNE Studios, and today we are going to be starting my Gamera series. Yes, I'm very excited for this. We'll be starting with Gamera the Invincible, and I'm sorry to say this, but I'm not doing the other Gamera movies in the Gamera series. Yes, because those movies, the rest of the Showa movies, I mean, at least the Showa movies. I'm gonna do the the Heisei and the Millennium movies, but this is the only Showa movie I'm going to do because they're really that bad. But yeah, so Gamera the Invincible starts out with this Russian plane accidentally crashing into an Antarctican, I guess like icy field where these scientists were. They were talking with these Eskimo dudes, and Gamera pops out because of the airplane crashed or something. And it comes, and so the scientists, they're like, oh, we should probably go back to the boat. They get into their boat and they start swimming away, but Gamera's like clawing and trying to get them, but the boat manages to get away. And pretty fun, like, strangely enough, they still didn't believe that Gamera was there, even though it came into physical contact with their boat, which I found very strange. And then it cuts to a bunch of scenes with American people, which, yes, this movie, I felt like they did the same thing as 1984 did, where they just add in a bunch of American people scenes or English people scenes, and they're, like talking about, some people are like with the government, like military. There was one, which is, I guess, right after, and basically this guy, he's a talk show host dude, and he's talking to he got these two scientists, and they were arguing about whether Gamera was, like real or not. And they got like mad at each other, calling each other names and stuff. Reminds me of the internet. But yeah, so pretty funny scene right there. But then Gamera, he ends up being spotted at a lighthouse where basically some of the main characters lived, and it introduces this little boy who he has a pet turtle, and he likes his little pet turtle. And oh yeah, Gamera's a bad guy in this movie. Very interesting. I don't know why they didn't stick with him being a bad guy, but I mean, I guess he wasn't a bad guy. He was just viewed as a bad guy. I mean, because the military, all of them, they're all like, yeah, Gamera's a bad guy and stuff like that. But the little kid, he's obviously like, no, it's a turtle, because he loves turtles and stuff like that. Like, it's kind of funny and sad at the same time. The little kid, he has a little pet turtle, and it's like his only friend. So he's like, oh. And he's like drawing pictures of turtles at school and stuff. But the school, they're like worried because the main threat now is a turtle. Gamera, he's going around with a, he's big evil turtle dude, and school is like worried. So they tell one of the main characters. Her and her dad decide to confront the little kid, and they make him go, like, leave his pet turtle behind. They made him set him free. And then right after that, the little kid, he's a little sad and stuff. And then Gamera pops up, and it's like, ooh, swoogity swoogity. He's like staring at him and stuff, and kid gets freaked out. Then everyone comes out, and they're like, whoa, giant turtle dude. I think that's Gamera. Gamera picks up the little kid as he gets up to the lighthouse, and the little kid's about to fall. Gamera catches him in his hand and puts him on the ground, and he basically saved him. And I think the little kid was the only one in this movie that actually cared that Gamera saved him. I mean, like, the other characters, even his family, they didn't really care about that, because the rest of the movie, they're just trying to find ways to kill him. Like, later Gamera goes to this nuclear plant, and they learn that he can suck up fire, which is pretty cool. There's a lot of surprises in this movie, actually. And he learns to suck up fire, and then later, I guess he falls into a ditch or something. I don't know why, but I wasn't really paying attention to that scene. But he falls down, and he falls down and gets his big arms, I guess, into his shell. He gets all his limbs into his shell, his head, his tail, all that stuff. And then the army's like, ha, he's in his shell. He's a little scaredy cat. And then fire starts coming out, and he starts swirling around like a flying saucer, and he starts flying away. Interesting thing is, what I kind of liked how they did this movie. They showed, sightings of Gamera, the turtle, and stuff like that. They also showed sightings of a flying saucer, which I actually just found this out now. I'm a loser. That the flying saucer was Gamera. And I actually thought that was pretty interesting. I mean, like I said, this movie is full of surprises. Especially if you're not a Gamera fan. I think this was our first Gamera movie we ever watched, because we used to watch these and collect these a lot too. But anyway, so Gamera, he flies away. The military, they go and try to do all this stuff, but it doesn't work, like always. Long story short, the rest of the movie is kind of just the military trying to beat, kill, or capture Gamera, and then it ends with them capturing Gamera in this like little tube thing, and then at the bottom of or I guess not a tube, like this little dome, and at the top of it, at the bottom, is a rocket ship. So they put Gamera in there and they launch him into space. So yeah, that's how they beat Gamera. I mean, I guess it was a happy ending for everyone, because they were like, well, we all worked together to do this, because they had to work with Russia, Japan, America, all them countries. And I guess they were really happy that Gamera was gone. And then there was the little kid who was like, yeah, he's not dead, and he's going to Mars, and someday I'm going to be a scientist, and I'm going to go to Mars, and I'm going to find that turtle. So yes, he's going to find that turtle. So yeah, that's Gamera the Invincible. The American dubbed version, they put an extra M into Gamera, so it's Gammer, and that kind of bugs me. Another couple things that bug me is that it's kind of boring, I guess. And most of the movie, they're just trying to find ways to capture Gamera. If you haven't seen this movie, you know what I'm talking about, or if you have seen this movie, you know what I'm talking about. But it's definitely the best one in the Showa series, I'd have to say. Even though he doesn't fight a monster, and I guess that's okay. The suit, I feel like it's a little, like, he was kind of stiff. I liked how his head was, though, and I liked how it moved. The special effects weren't that bad, but then I just remembered this. Guess what? The movie's in black and white, made in 1965. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty bad. I mean, by now most movies are like in color and stuff. In 1965, not even the beginning of 1960s. This is like the middle, like, rounding up to the end of the 60s, technically, if you do math and stuff. But yeah, so his suit was kind of stiff. I still like how it looks, though. One thing I would change is the front of, sorry, I'm just totally like bleh. The front of his shell, like his chest part, I guess, that it's like really flat. So he's kind of like a turtle, and he's just waving his arms around and stuff. It looks really derpy, honestly, but and funny. But I think they should have like stuck it out so it doesn't look all flat and derpy. But you can't get everything that you want. The characters, none of them were that interesting, I guess. I mean, I was surprised that there was a little kid in this one, because I haven't seen this one in a while. In fact, this is probably my second or third time watching this movie. But it was a good one, I guess. For the Gamera series, I mean, it stuck out as one of the better ones, because there's 16 movies in the Gamera series. And and only like 5 of them are any good. So, you know what? Maybe I will end up watching some of the other Gamera movies in the Showa series, but not like the late Gamera movies. I'll watch like Gamera versus Barugon and maybe Gamera versus Gauss. But yeah, so we'll see you next reviews. I hope you have enjoyed this Turtle-tacular review, and I'll be seeing you guys next time. Bye bye.